One note before the numbers, this replaces the requested 9.6 slot because that catalog entry currently has 0 live metrics and a broken detail page. I would rather show a clean nearby strategy than pretend bad data is usable. This leveraged fund rule looks attractive because the live BestFolio catalog shows 13.8% annual growth over about 24.4 years. But the first number I care about is the drawdown, negative 26.5%. If you cannot survive that number, the return is just decoration. In this video, I'm going to show the rule, the growth curve, the worst hole, and the kind of investor who should probably walk away. Most investors compare strategies by annual return and stop there. That is backwards. The strategy has to be held through bad years, noisy recoveries, and periods where something simpler looks better. The requested 9.6 page has no defensible live metrics, so this slot uses a nearby leveraged exchange-traded fund strategy with clean data and says the swap plainly. The real question is not whether the backtest looks impressive. The real question is whether the strategy gives you a reason to keep following it when the chart turns ugly. This leveraged fund rule is a rules-based portfolio. The backtest covers 2002 to 2026. The leverage is the point and the danger. A high compound return is meaningless if the drawdown makes you quit. The important thing is that the rules are explicit enough to inspect, compare, and criticize. I like that because vague portfolio stories are easy to sell. Mechanical rules are harder to hide from. They either survive the data or they do not. Here are the current BestFolio numbers. Annual return is 13.8%. The worst drawdown is negative 26.5%. The Sharpe ratio is 0.84. Volatility is 18.3%. The United States stock benchmark has a worse drawdown, around negative 55.5%, so the path matters as much as the headline return. The drawdown stays on screen because it is the number most videos quietly minimize. If you start with $100, the strategy ends near $2,300 in this reconstruction. The exact path is not a straight line. There are long, quiet stretches, sudden drops, and years where the boring benchmark looks smarter. That is why I show the drawdown beside the growth curve. A final balance can make a strategy look inevitable. The year-by-year path shows how many chances you had to abandon it. The rule set is simple enough to say out loud: use a leveraged equity sleeve only when the trend setup is favorable. Use a second safety check before taking full risk. Move to safer assets when the rule fails. Keep the rule mechanical so new cash does not become guesswork. That simplicity is important. A portfolio rule should be explainable before it is trusted. If the edge only works when it is described with 20 moving parts, I assume the backtest is doing too much of the selling. Here, the mechanism is visible, so the trade-off is visible too. Now the honest part. This replaces 9.6. The 9.6 catalog entry has 0 live metrics and a broken detail endpoint. Still uses leverage. A cleaner drawdown does not make it conservative. Rules can miss fast crashes. Filters update after the market has already moved. Small allocation only, use as a satellite, not a whole financial plan. These caveats are not footnotes, they are the price of admission. Sometimes the cost is lower return. Sometimes it is a deeper loss. Sometimes it is missing a rebound or looking wrong for years. The stress test is the maximum drawdown. For this leveraged fund rule, that number is negative 26.5%. For the broad United States stock benchmark, the live catalog shows about negative 55.5%. Smaller is better, but smaller does not mean painless. A drawdown is not an abstract statistic when it is your account. It is the moment where the strategy has to justify why you should keep going. This is for leveraged exchange-traded fund investors who want a rule with clean live data, people attracted to TQQQ but unwilling to accept a 95% drawdown, aggressive satellite allocators who can keep position size sane. It is not for someone who only wants the biggest possible number on a backtest table. The right user is the person whose temperament matches the failure mode. If the worst drawdown would make you sell, the strategy is too aggressive, no matter how good the ending looks. You can inspect this leveraged fund rule on BestFolio, compare it against the rest of the strategy library, and see the same annual return, Sharpe ratio, volatility, and maximum drawdown in one place. Use the link in the description before trusting any headline return. Subscribe for more strategy research, where the upside and the ugly parts stay on screen together.